The wooden floorboards creaked in a familiar rhythm as Mara walked through the dimly lit hallway of their new home. She brushed her fingers against the cool, peeling wallpaper, taking in the faint scent of mildew that lingered in the air. The house had a charm, with its high ceilings and intricate moldings, but there was something else, a persistent chill, a draft that whispered across her skin even when the windows were firmly closed, leaving an eerie trail behind. That evening, as they settled in for the night, she noticed it again, a sudden drop in temperature that curled her breath into a fog. Jake didn't seem to mind, eyes fixed on the flickering flames of the fireplace, while the shadows danced against the walls like spectral figures. Unfazed, he joked, "Maybe we're just too warm-blooded, huh?" But the laughter felt brittle, breaking into silence as Mara shifted, feeling another cold wave wash over her shoulders. In the days that followed, the cold spots seemed to wander, moving through the house like an unseen entity. One night, she traced a path with her fingers along the dining room table, only to find one patch of the surface inexplicably colder than the rest, as if a ghostly hand had lingered there, chewing at the wood, leaving it more fragile than before. She glanced at Jake, who remained absorbed in his book, oblivious to the mounting strangeness that cloaked the house like a second skin. Then came the night of the storm, a thunderous, relentless downpour that drummed against the windows. Light flickered above their heads, causing shadows to slither across the walls. Suddenly, a rush of cold air swept through the hallway, making the candle on their side table sputter violently, the wax melting in uneasy rivulets. Mara felt a prickling sensation skitter along her spine. She glanced toward the darkened corridors, unease curling tightly in her stomach. "What was that?" she whispered, the words slicing through the booming thunder. Jake, now attentive, set down his book. The hairs on his neck bristled as silence fell suddenly between them. With hesitation, they both stood, moving toward the doorway that led into the pitch black beyond. It felt as if something stood on the other side, waiting, eyes burning through the darkness, a silhouette framed in the doorway just beyond sight. Then, out of the corner of her eye, Mara beheld their reflection in the cracked mirror that hung askew on the wall. It wasn't the image she expected. Staring back at her was a faint figure, translucent and stirring. Cupping her face with ghostly fingers, a lover lost in time. Its eyes, pools of despair, locked onto hers, and with every heartbeat, she felt herself being drawn closer, closer to that cold embrace. "No," she gasped, stumbling back. Jake turned just in time to see the mirror shatter, spiderweb cracks spreading across its surface, sending shards flying like small glittering stars. The room grew colder still, and the laughter that had once filled their home vanished, leaving an oppressive silence that throbbed in their ears. In the weeks that followed, they fought to make sense of everything. They pored over every corner of the house, searching for explanations, for warmth, yet the spirit of the cold remained just out of reach. One evening, as the sun dipped low, they stood hand in hand at the threshold of the untamed garden outside. A space cultivated, full of wild blooms and tangled roots. It was there a decision was made. They would leave this house to its mysteries, letting the shadows keep their secrets. There was no good to be found where the chill lingered. As they walked away, the air felt lighter, and with each step the cold spots faded behind them, dissolving like mist in the morning light. They paused one last time at the entrance, glanced back at the decaying home. The silhouette was there once more, framed in the window, a fleeting farewell, until they turned and disappeared into the warmth of the evening sun, leaving the house and its cold grip behind.